It's November 21st. I'm at an exit in the Camarillo Town Center, panhandling, as always. People go, why don't you just get a job? You got one? I'm 62 years old. I'm a comedian and a carpenter. I'm not your typical Facebook dating in LA faggot ass comedian. I'm hey, what the fuck is this world doing kind of comedian. So there's not a lot of work for guys like me right now, especially in this divided climate. Honestly, I don't see how genuine comics could be working much in California, because if you're a thinking individual and you use logic, then you can't be with the left. So if you say something about the left, they don't take it very lightly or think it's funny either. I guess that's the job of a real comedian, is to find the funny where there isn't any. But I'm not that smart, not that great. Either way, if there ever was a job for a 62-year-old comedian, convict, carpenter, there isn't now. So there's that. The other side of it is that I need money. You know why? Because everybody needs money. You know why? Because you can't live without money. So, there's a fact. There's two facts. One, I cannot earn legitimate money. Two, I need money. So, now we've got, what are the options? People honking. Now we've got two options. Either one, I stand out here and I ask people politely, and I have a sign. See my little sign? It doesn't even have a question mark. It doesn't have where's the sign? Help a veteran. I am a veteran. It doesn't have any kind of request. It's just a statement. So I either do this or I take money. There's either people give me money. There's three ways of getting money. You earn it, you ask for it, or you take it. I can't earn it. We've just established that. The law says that I can't take it. So there's that. But society looks down on me for doing the only option left, which is asking for it. Well, I really don't give a fuck what people think anyway, because 2020 and 2021 has proved that most of the world is a gullible fucking asshole. It's finally coming out. There never was a COVID. Even Facebook is putting it on now. They're stopping the censoring. There never was COVID. It was always a flu. But the real pandemic is the vaccine. I don't care if people from the left believe me or not. I really don't. I know the truth. Pretty soon, those vaccinated disbelievers, the scoffers, are going to be dead. That's how severe this thing has gotten. But that's not really what I'm talking about today. Today, I just want to address the seemingly new little idiosyncratic behaviors that people have when it comes to panhandlers. Down in Los Angeles, and plus, being homeless, how are you going to get a job without a physical street address? You can't. How are you going to keep a job, if you could get one, without being able to take a shower at a regular time? Down in Los Angeles, you can't take a shower unless you wear a mask from the front door into the locker rooms. I'm not gonna fucking do that. It's stupid, for one thing, because then after the locker rooms, all of a sudden, if there was a virus, it's not doing anything there. Cut it the fuck out. Use some goddamn logic. Either one, hermetically seal yourself up into a fucking molecularly tight ball of plastic, of which you can't breathe then, or two, don't ask me to do something that's not a law. And even if it was, I would break that fucking law. I'm a convict, remember? I'm not a fucking faggot-ass, law-abiding, pussy motherfucker that's gonna willingly sign up to get a death shot for nothing. It's not gonna happen. What? Oh, you're gonna make my life bad? Ooh, I'm fucking homeless. People that aren't, even sympathetic people, the most sympathetic people, they can never understand. I was always sympathetic to people less fortunate than myself. Being right-wing, being left-wing, I have always been sympathetic. Because I'm not a discompassionate fucking asshole. I believe in helping other people. So, when it comes down to that, I don't even see how this is a problem for people. But the problem is that they feel guilty. I'm not asking for guilt. I'm not asking for compulsory. If somebody feels like throwing me a few bucks, big deal. I go to rich areas where people have money and they fucking could get rid of it, disposable money. And if they throw a 5 or a 20 or something, there's people I know that could give every fucking homeless person they ever see $100 every time they see them, every day, and still never impact their financial security. So why is it all the rest of them feel like I'm making them feel guilty? I'm not. You feel guilty because you know that you're one check away from being where I am. You feel guilty because you know you're a tight fucking he motherfucker. You feel guilty because you know you lack a fundamental human sense of compassion that keeps us, but it's become such a greedy, self-centered world that we don't care. The same people that wouldn't spare $1 out of their million, and that includes my family, obviously. Many millions in there. The same people would not help a blind old lady across the street, would not keep a kid from running in the street and get his ball for him, would not stop for a cat crossing the street. They'd rather run it over. Bill Gates is sort of right. Depopulate. Let's see about his formula. Out of 7.5 billion people, he wants to get it down to around 500 million, a half a billion. So, how do you deal with that fraction? It's not 7.5 billion, it's 15 half billions. Lowest common denominator shit. You got to get it into a fraction to begin with. So you've got 15 half billions, and you want to keep 1/2 billion. That leaves you with 14 half billions. Because if you're only keeping a half a billion, you got to keep it into the half billion denominator. You can't have a 0.5 billion. You have to have a half billion, and then make the other side of the equation a half billion. So how many half billions you got left? 14. So out of every 15 people, there is one that is worthy. I'm going to have to do this simple. 1 in 15 is the same as 2 in 30, as the same as 4 in 60, as the same as 6 in 90. And out of 105 people, you have 7. We are not that far apart. I have always said 7 out of 100. Now, there's no saying that the half billion that you're keeping out of that 15 billion has to be at the end. It could be in the middle or at the beginning, whatever. So out of every 100 people, there is 7 that are worthy of keeping. 93 out of 100 people are pieces of shit. Well, that's primarily what's wrong with our world. But they feel guilty for reasons other than what I'm saying. I don't have anything to do with that. My point is this. If you feel guilty, that's your fault, not mine. I shouldn't have to bear any of the stigma. I already have a hard enough fucking life. This is bullshit that I have to worry about people in Mercedes' feelings about, they're not treating me right. You know, bullshit. People need to fucking, you know, I don't say that they have to give me money. What I say is, just don't act like a fucking creepo around me. So here's what people do. I don't care. I have way more respect for the people that pull up next to me, ignore me, and go about their lives. It's fine. You have the right to do that. I never intended anything different. But there's 2 lanes coming down this road. See that road? What people do is they either see me and switch lanes to get into the farthest lane over, as if proximity will fuck them up. I don't know how that works. Or they stay behind. They stay back ridiculous amounts, many car lengths from the car from, because if they think that if they stay back some, that this doesn't, that they could have this invisible barrier to their guilt. Like if they're not right next to me, they don't have to feel guilty that they're not giving me something, but they're staying back, because if they weren't creating this false space, they would feel guilty. That's ridiculous. And then the other one is the ones that stay back, but then they pretend like they've got something else to do. Look at their phone, look at a piece of paper, and so when the rest of the line moves forward, they're still engrossed in pretending, and therefore they have to rush to get the light. Everybody behind them's pissed off, and they think, oh, well, I can't stop now because I've got a light I gotta go to. Yeah, but dummy, I never asked you to do any of that shit. By doing this stuff, they show their guilt. If you feel guilty, then you probably should, in which case stop and drop a 5, a 1, or whatever, and then you won't feel guilty. Then you can pull up to your place in the sun and take off when you want, because you will have done your best. And many people come up, and I'm not going to disparage the people that have given charity, except maybe some of the ones that do it with obvious disdain and distaste. Like they hold the dollar as if already the dollar is infected by some kind of nasty homeless germ. I used to like Ari Shafir. He's a buddy, sort of. We know each other well. And now I think he's kind of a fucking prick, because he goes on and on about homeless people. People that want to use the most helpless segment of society as a target for their humor, their malicious humor. I don't do that. I like to pick on people bigger than me. Groups of people bigger than me. That way you can't say that I'm a bully, I'm anything. If I'm outnumbered or outsized, that's the best opposition possible, because then if I lose, it's not to be unexpected, but if I win, nobody can say I'm a bully. But anybody that's got to try to bully somebody by their size, never let big muscles confuse you with the ability to fight, by the way, or by groups of people, gangs of... I've had the shit kicked out of me so bad by groups that ranged in size from 10 to 100. So it's not like I'm unused to it. I just think it's, if you've got some part of your personality that is lacking, and you know it to the point to where you're altering your fucking behavior in a visible way to the rest of society, then maybe you should address that deficiency. Go to church, put some in the plate, do whatever. You don't have to give it to me. Find someone worthy and do something nice for them. Give a compliment to somebody when they deserve it. Try to make the world a better fucking place. And just don't be a prick. That's easy enough. A lot of what I do, and then I do notice, here's another last thing. When I'm off in my head, and I'm not thinking about nothing, I'm just looking around, I don't make as much money as if I make literal eye contact with people around me, the people that are coming down the road. And there's a difference between looking in that direction and making eye contact. But it's easy enough to make eye contact. It only takes a fraction of a second. And they know it. And that generally brings, hi, how are you? Thank you. Have a great day. See, I mean, I try to at least give something back and make people, feel better about themselves for giving. This is another thing I don't understand about Gates. Why wouldn't you want to do good things with your money? Because if you did good things, everybody would love you, and the feeling of being liked and loved is like no other. Why would you want everyone to hate you? Because you're selfish and you need more planet space? Like that guy. What are you doing? What is he doing? This woman, she's on her phone. I don't care. Except that she's on her phone driving, but I do it too. But she at least pulled up like a champ, like a dude. Most of the time, chicks have more class and savvy than guys do. That other guy, he gets up here, there's a sign, he wants something from me. I gotta get out of that lane. Fucking pussy. I don't know. But anybody who faults me for doing this, I am a survivor. Been through the military, been to prison, been through comedy and construction, rough trades in California. Hitchhiked across the United States, 8 or 9 times. And I know that there's an ill wind blowing, but down here in LA, they wanna suffer the slings. They want to do that. Now here comes the person with a handicap sticker. I'm going to exit on that note. Hi.